this is like the most
We're back.
non-coronavirus situation right here.
This is not a good spot to be.
No, because we got buttons, which means that we like pressing them and sharing. We got these things
Microphones.
here. We got like speeding on this stuff.
Yeah.
Shit, eh?
We're like a meter away.
We're too close.
Okay.
Well, thanks for tuning back in to no, let's get into it. How is everyone? What's going on?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, feeling well.
Okay.
Feeling well still.
Good.
Yeah.
Everything good at home? How's the fams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are good. Still trying to figure out schools, but good.
Yeah, you've got it interesting now as well, like with kids in
High
school,
primary.
elderly parents staying with you for weeks on end.
I know. So yeah, a bit of a. Yeah, and you know, and that's my circumstance. Everyone has got a circumstance of some kind of. I mean, for you, the opposite is your parents are far away.
Yeah.
And if some shit happens, touch wood doesn't, Thomas, but you're far away, right?
I am. I think about it
you
quite a
it's
lot.
not as if you get on a plane. I'll fly over.
No, definitely not now. No, yeah.
So yeah. I mean, internally, I think it would be easier. Your parents are in WA, so that's slightly better. My sister is at home. She's going to me at home in Argentina. She's going, don't send mum and dad back.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of surreal, right? You sit there considering scenarios that we would have considered.
Yeah, my parents being in Europe as well makes it kind of extra scary a little bit. So it feels like it's going more crazy in Europe than it is in Australia at the moment. So that's it's interesting to see, like it's really weird to see to look at it and to think about actually, because it's like it's going crazy over there, but it almost feels like that's coming here too. Like it can't not come here. But like it's all, of course, like
we don't know. We're just speculating. We got this to our advice. We're back to speculation, right?
It is quite a common human condition. Speculating is so much fun, right? So when you get into it.
Hang on. Look, Margie's about to. Don't knock the camera. Wait, come here. Oh, good on you. Come here. Gang. So I want to reach out. No. We're still going. I just want to say thanks to everybody who sent more messages. It's overwhelming. We're pretty stoked. We couldn't believe it when this all. When we started, we didn't think this was going to happen. So thanks for the support. Keep subscribing. Keep sending us questions. We're going to try and answer as many of them as we can. A lot of them are really similar. So just know that. We're having the chats before going like, who asked you what question? And we're trying to kind of formulate like a response that's going to answer as many of them at once, as opposed to going, thanks, Johnny, for sending in that question. But there's some that are epic that we'll call out. I think one that we're going to focus on today was how to put action at the forefront of what everybody's doing, because across of our corporate clients, they've got their own challenges. Thomas, a lot of your startups that you work with, same sort of thing. A lot of the small business guys that I work with heard the last episode and they were all kind of saying, awesome, I'm feeling really empowered, I want to try to do things, but I just don't know where to start. And it just reminds me of Think Big, Act Small. So I thought, let's break down Think Big, Act Small and potentially like the funnel in a simple way without drawing it or anything like that. But yeah, who wants to explain?
I think maybe like before we go into like a full explanation, what we're talking about when we're saying Think Big, Act Small is grabbing like a big goal, and a goal that might seem quite daunting at first as well. Like it's intimidating and you don't know where to start on actually tackling that goal, and then breaking that down into very small bite-sized chunks.
I mean, it relates to what we talked before in another one of the episodes. We call these things, when we said that, often we end up just caught up speculating, talking, discussing, and not actually doing something about it. I mean, the example was a small business. You've never had any social presence or any digital presence. You've always been physical. And just the thought of being digital is daunting, because you go on, I've never done it. I'm not good at it. Why would I do it? And how can I possibly connect? That's it. It's gone. And I guess what we're trying to do in this episode is trying to help people go, no. It's not that scary. There are ways to do it. Let us help you, right?
Yeah. So if we have a big goal and it seems a little bit too overwhelming, right, we always try to put data at the forefront of what we're trying to figure out, right? Rather than just speculating, I could do this, and having all these assumptions of it's too hard, or I can't do it, or I'm going to need certain resources or platforms or whatever it is, depending on the idea. We find that when the goal is too big to start with, nothing happens. So what we try to say to everybody, and jump in at any time, is that at the top of what we call the funnel is where you would have your really big idea that you're trying to achieve, but doing that and starting and reaching that goal today is almost impossible. So what we want to do is break down the complexity of that idea into something so small that we could, start today, because right now especially it's so important that we just do something. We mentioned, I think last episode, this is us trying to do something.
But okay, example. Let's use the example here.
Let's do something.
For example, we sit down, we'll go, oh my God, Friday, we could have done this. Let's do a, podcast video series to help people. Yes. And then we could have actually started complicating it and making it bigger, right? We could have gone, right, we're going to need cameras and quality and technology, and we need a studio. And if we're going to do that, we need to probably partner with someone that can then edit the stuff.
And how cool would it be if it was in an app?
And then we need to build a platform and an app, and we're going to make it bigger. And I guess all of a sudden it becomes so overwhelming and difficult that we then say, okay, I'll catch up with you next week. We'll try to do it again. It's going to be very difficult, and we end up not doing anything about it. And I guess the exercise in this case is the opposite. Instead of making it more complex and bigger, is to make it simpler and smaller. So the action that we took was, okay, we're going to start on Monday. Literally, we had a weekend. How do we get started on Monday? Well, I've got a camera. You've got a light. Your girlfriend, wife has blah. Your partner brings this. And let's just put it together. We'll do it in your house. We'll put a few pictures up. Let's go. Right.
And actually, was it. You guys watching this is filmed on my phone. So
there was no. So I think the important bit is to remember that that at its most basic is force yourself, whatever it is that it's overwhelming you. And it doesn't have to be, that's the other thing I was going to qualify a little bit, it doesn't have to be big. Normally the corporate world tends to be a big thing, right? They want to transform the big platform of whatever. But in this case, it doesn't have to be big, it just needs to be overwhelming enough. Meaning you panicking because you're going, oh my God, I've never done this before. That alone is, okay, don't complicate it, don't make it bigger, head the other way. What can you do to start right now? That at least gets you going in a way. Right?
I think the exercise that we did kind of last episode is a really good example of how that actually works too.
The small business thing?
Yeah, because you asked the question around, like, if you're a small business right now and you're not getting any people in the door, like, how would you deal with that? What would kind of your action there be? So there the goal could be, which might not seem like that big, but how do I get customers in the door, or how do I get customers to interact with me? And that might be your goal just right there. That might not seem like the biggest goal, but I know that it's definitely daunting for people that have a small business.
And you could complicate it, right? You could go, Jordy, I think your example was, what was it? You said feature a product of the day or something.
Yeah. Just
sure. You can
quick.
complicate the shit out of that, right? You could go, I need better lighting. I'm going to need cameras. How do you make a product fit? No. Just
make something.
Get started.
It reminds me. We've had a few of our clients in the last few days reach out, like saying thanks for these videos, and they've been sharing it internally on their own, like Slack channels and all that sort of stuff, which has been rad. For you guys especially, if you're a leader of teams, or you're a founder or a business owner in any shape or size, but you've got teams, maybe something you're trying to do is just keep that connection alive. And I think 2 or 3 episodes we mentioned connection. Don't complicate that shit either. Like grab the phone. Hey, it's Jordy. I'm working from home today. Here's the dog. I hope you're good. Hey, I'm going to be working on this today, but I'm free. As you know, give me a call, and just post that and try to inspire every single person to do that. You might start a little trend, and then all of a sudden everyone uploads videos of their dogs or their cats or their pet goldfish, whatever it is. Just do something small to create connection and create that action, and all of a sudden the big top thing that you were trying to achieve is like social connection and like team dynamics, and you've just done that by like a 30-second video. I remember on the weekend YouTube fuckers, and I was like, make videos to put on socials, and you're like, oh yeah. And then on Monday when you came, I was like, you got to do it right now, and you both did it. It was the same thing. It was like, who cares? I remember you were like, I hate it. I'm like, quick, post. Because who cares? Just chuck it out there. It's like, now
you feel so uncomfortable.
I'm so much more comfortable on stage than in front of a microphone.
Yeah, but it's out there and people loved it. I told you.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. I think I was going to say, one of the startups that actually we support our investors in is a startup that is entirely digital and entirely remote, right?
Yeah.
And one of the fascinating things, and I've been to a few of their global meetings that sometimes there is 20, 30, 40 and up to 300 people. They've had meetings where there's 300 of them, like the entire cohort, all together online, chatting, like insane, right?
Yeah.
But when they do some that I think the biggest they probably can do is about 20 or 25 people, they start with share the drink that you have with you right now. Yeah. So they encourage everyone before the meeting to have a drink in the hand. And it's really funny because the entire conversation goes, hey, Thomas here, I am drinking and depending on where they come from in the world, it's actually quite interesting. So one person is having a whiskey, single malt, something, whatever. The other person is having a cup of tea, whatever it is in the morning. And it was a silly thing, right? But it just reminded me when you said sometimes your daily domestic things, which often in the real world of corporate life or office or team don't get shared, now get shared. So do it. Use it.
Yeah. Don't underestimate the value of silly things in these situations.
We love silly things, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's also like when you're together physically, that's where the connection really happens. Like silly things, that's where you laugh about. That's where you like bond over. When you're not in the same room, like don't underestimate.
I was talking on Sunday to Jordy on the phone, and I was this last Sunday, a few days ago, and I screamed, and it was because I shaved a chunk of my finger off, which was really funny. So I'm still kind of dealing with it right now. But that was it.
I didn't realize you were on the phone together when that happened.
Domestic.
I didn't even hear the scream. Did you hear me scream? And you got to the end of the conversation. I just cut my finger off. Oh, sorry, man. You better attend to that. Hey, I want to share something. I had I know a lot of our clients have been sending messages, but I've also had, and you guys have shared the same thing, a couple of friends reach out. And it reminds me of one friend I've just been speaking to. She's an amazing photographer, just lives up the street here, shoots weddings. So that whole, creative, that's been impacted big time. People still getting married, but things are being paused and put off. And, every industry, as everybody knows, I'm not saying anything new. Anyway, we're chatting. And it was the same thing, like, what are you doing? She's like, well, unless I'm shooting something and then editing it, that's kind of my whole job. Yeah. And she said something amazing. She's like, look, I'm just really grateful. I've got some savings and I'm going to be okay and it's all going to be sweet. But I'm using this time to jump on top of those passion projects that we all have. And so there's a lot of my creative friends that are going, you know what, I've always wanted to paint this, or I've always wanted to just explore this thing, or start the website or the blog or the channel or whatever it is.
Develop service.
Yeah. And so, right now, it's almost the gold rush on YouTube and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. And so I'm really excited out of this really shitty, weird situation to see what's going to come out, because we've got some time on our hands, and there's some industries that are being really heavily impacted. A friend of mine, another one, heaps of friends, another one,
still counting.
Geez, yeah. So that's two of them. Those three. She's a manager of a really amazing band called Great Gable. And she put up a post and like, hey guys, please support the arts, because, if you're not, hey Marco, please support the arts, because we can't play shows anymore. So that's, a lot of bands' income. And for smaller bands, it's, you pay your week to week. So she put this call out, and I want to trying to throw it even further is, if you're sitting at home and you got nothing to do or you're not watching anything, please stream your favorite local bands. Like, Beatles, don't worry about them. Go find the local list, stream them. If you love them, buy their songs, buy their records, buy their merch, because the arts are really being heavily impacted. Same with my artist friends. Go to your artist friends' websites, buy their prints, buy their stuff, commission them to do something. A lot of our arts friends have some time right now. Well,
I'll give you another example, which it's actually amazing how lovely this is. But we've had on the side, I won't explain the detail, but basically we've had an order of 260 T-shirts, right? And the event that the T-shirts were going to go on, of course, got postponed, like any other event that is happening in the next, say, 4 or 5 weeks, right? So when I rang the organizer of the event, I said, listen, I caught them on time. We can actually postpone the T-shirts if you want, and we don't have to print them until you need to. But I said to her, but it occurs to me that if you can actually manage to make the payment now and get it through, I think this little company that prints the T-shirts would really benefit from us ordering them now. And then I'll just store them in my house, right? And the amazing thing was that she said, you know what, let's do it. Let's just get them done and hold on to them, and then we'll sort it out later when the event happens. And that's just a small little way that, you know, between, I guess, her and I, we've managed to contribute to the economy of this little business that otherwise they're going to get, you know, hammered with, you know, companies not printing or using them because of that. So
such a small thing, such a big impact.
Margie, you're taking over, mate.
She wants to participate.
Hey, gang, I think that's what we got to say for today, right?
Good.
So if you're out there, stream your local favorite artist, support everyone.
Business,
if you've got ideas, break it down into something as small as you possibly can to start.
If you're struggling with that, ping us, send us an email, notice us, tell us, I didn't understand that concept, can you help us out? Sure, we'll help you out.
Thanks. And Hannah's on her way back. She says, hey, she's still working remotely in Tassie, but hopefully she'll be on all of the episodes coming up shortly. Soon. Right. Thanks, guys. Catch.
See ya.
Do the honors.
I stole him.
Was that good enough, sir?